Everybody's like,
Damn,
that's
damn, Twitch shut us down already. Holy crap, they're hunting us down. Yeah, it's unprofessional, I know. I'm sorry, guys, but you know what? I literally decided after,
it's not
see,
on here yet.
yeah, well, it'll come on.
There we go.
I decided I wasn't going to stream tonight, because I'm waiting for Twitch to get back to me about the appeal process for the ban. Um, as you can see, I got my FGC Bible with me tonight. Um, where to start? First thing I want to do is give a shout out to OBS TrevarThePastor, who, as the hate is filled around the room, it's amazing to see a 30-year-old man threaten a 16-year-old kid at the Northwest Majors. He basically, OBS TrevarThePastor had taken first place for MK9 and second place for Injustice. It just goes to show you that the root of the evil in this community goes much deeper than just my evil ass, as everybody says. Another thing I want to discuss about in a little bit is this Penny Arcade article, which I find to be very biased, being that nobody ever reached out to me and asked any questions, no interviews. They couldn't have watched the stream. Therefore, how do they come up with their conclusions unless either they're just writing off a word of mouth? People could say whatever they want. Hey, you stream a 380708. All right, fuck OBS. But you want to know something? You guys are exactly the reason that this community does not grow. It has nothing to do with this show. There is no homophobic undertones. There is no racism. There is no hatred on this show. I've given every person that's ever come on this show a fair chance to speak their mind. But I don't see shows out there like Wake Up SRK and Cross Counter and any of those other shows out there that you see giving people like, say, Crying Brian or DevilMaySpy a microphone to say what they feel about this community. The whole point of this show is exactly that, to give people a voice that normally don't have a voice, to discuss their beliefs in what way they think the gaming community should actually go. I can hear you typing like a fiend over there.
Yeah, I got people asking me all kind of shit.
And you know what? In the end, you stream at 204065. You know what? In the end, you're right. Everybody in this room is a Crying Brian. Crying Brian has become a friend of the people on this show. He's obviously befriended with the guys in Corn. The video that had come out with him in the beginning, what started out as a joke, he, in my opinion, is somebody that displayed a great amount of, I guess I don't want to say pride. I guess the word I'm looking for is strength to come on our show, knowing what our show could have been, would have been. I mean, we've broken his balls. He's taken it with with a grain of salt and laughed it off. I'm glad Crying Brian is a part of this show and a part of this community. It says a broken link for Twitter. It's sad. It's sad that the community has all of a sudden taken up in arms because of one video, which I will admit right off the bat, I made a mistake. I played the video without watching it. I am not going to sit here and lie and say, had I not watched it before before the show started,
I didn't see it either.
that I wouldn't have put it on. I can't say that because you know what? In all honesty, I laughed at it. I laughed at the video. I thought it was funny. Okay, a little bit over the top, but Homeboy Tyson has been over the top for the last year in every video that he's done. I don't see it as homophobic in my warped sense because I'm such a cancer. Perhaps I saw it as promoting homosexuality. I don't think anybody on this show has ever turned around and said that they should treat somebody that's homosexual any different than someone that's heterosexual. Was the video juvenile? Yeah, but guess what? I still laugh at fart jokes, so I'm a juvenile. What the hell? I've spoken to people that happen to be gay, and they've laughed their ass off at the video. I don't really think that video is at the root of the problem of what really is the problem. I think it was a combination of various things. One of them being which I feel that the SRK guys that I've reached out for, that basically laughed me off, which is laughing you guys off, basically just consider you guys, pot monsters, donate money to the pot, so I don't want to say the rich get rich and the poor get poor, but it's a good analogy as far as the top players get the money and anybody that shows up to the event just basically is there to donate money. I don't find 90% of the tournament organizers out there, I would say, don't really care too much about what you think of their event as long as you come to it. I think the magnitude of UGFT's players being upset only amplified that with the fact that, some people paid $600, $700, $800, $500, whatever it is to get to an event. To walk away unhappy is, in my opinion, sad at this state right now. I also find it ironic that, Keats, who, like I said, I'm not saying Keats didn't, I don't think Keats was the one that ratted out. I actually know who the people are that ratted out the whole video thing. And the funny thing about that video is, like I said, I would have still played it had I looked at it. I'm not going to deny it. I thought it was funny. But what I don't find funny is, be called Twitter terrorists was a word I saw this week. For people voicing their opinion about the show, that's something that it's kind of, it bothered me. Yeah, it definitely bothered me. James, the voice of truth. I don't like this. You know what? I don't need to monetize. Like I said, I got a job. Natives, we got jobs. We're not here. We're not here to make money. There is no subscribe button. I'm not going to blame Chin Dog. I will admit this. Though Chin Dog was one of the loudest voices of calling us homophobic, I did find it very ironic that he was quoted in the Penny Arcade article that basically says the good side of the community, and then there's the bad side, which is us. It's very ironic how that article was so skewed to make the West Coast people look like the Saints.
Who wrote the article?
I don't know. I have no idea who wrote the article.
There isn't an author?
I didn't see an author on it.
Hold on, I'm going to double check right now.
There is an author.
There is, right?
The author's name is Andrew Groen.
Who the hell is that?
He writes for Penny Arcade. He normally does some of the, he's only done, one of the article. He is for Penny Arcade. He normally does, he's done a few. He's a pretty good writer, but at this time, he probably heard what happened and then just Googled the rest because it looks really Googled. Because the Twitter post that he used from you was from weeks ago, way weeks ago.
Well, I mean, it's exactly. We're all faggots, just like you streamer 380708 said. I mean, look, too many people are quick to take things to heart, and I'll tell you right now, if I hurt your feelings, too fucking bad. I'm not here to appease you. You're the same people that have wished me cancer. You're the same people that I see on NeoGaf and Reddit telling me that the show is shit and that the people that watch the show are a bunch of fucking idiots. So, if I hurt your feelings, like I said, too fucking bad. As far as Chin Dog being not being West Coast, wherever he's from, he's dick riding on the Alex Vi and the James Chens, and I don't know. I mean, this is what other people have said on this show about rather than getting up the food chain on your own skill, you're coattailing yourself on other players, hoping that maybe it'll put you in their clique somehow. But what people don't seem to understand, their clique is their clique. They ain't letting you in. If you think that these guys aren't out to make money, you're foolish, and I don't condemn them for that. But to sit here and mask their motives under the guise of we're doing this just for the community is a crock of shit. It's sad that it's gotten to this point. I know I have reached out numerous times to and Natus, you can click on the links because I can't see them, so you check the links out that people are throwing up.
I don't feel like getting a goddamn virus. What the fuck?
Oh god.
Okay, wait. I'm seeing something. Go ahead. I'm reading.
The point is, I've reached out to these guys numerous times. They don't care. In the end, they just want you guys to give money.
What? Yo, what the fuck? I'm just reading here.
What?
Keep reading. We'll get over it. I got you. I got your back.
Yo,
Go ahead, James.
who posted this link from a show just from?
I got your back. Yes, that is Tasty Steve. That is Tasty Steve violating and almost single-handedly assassinating fucking Cross Counter. Go ahead, James.
No. I'm not reading that. I'm reading. Someone just posted a link to another stream with an image, and Ski Sonic says, "Be right back. Getting this show canceled. Calling the same person I called in to get OBS canceled."
He can do what he wants.
He's playing.
Yeah, he can do what he wants.
It's him because it's got mod status with his name, and it's Ski Sonic on Twitch.
Listen, if that's what they're gonna do, then trust me, I can handle things two ways. I can handle it the right way and the wrong way. I choose to handle it the right way, and if I continually get harassed, if you don't like the show, don't come on. Don't come on. Very simple. It's funny. If it's a joke, okay, fine. It's a joke. I don't care. It's sad though that this community is so fractured that somehow big old grand me. I'm nobody. I caused all this chaos. I'm the evil guy who's stealing your children in the middle of the night and putting thoughts into their heads of evil deeds. The fact is, you guys are the community. Every person that's in this room right now, I mean, we got 270 people going in the room right now that we literally just whipped this together at around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And I went home and I said, let me go sign up and get an account going. Because, like I said, this Andrew Gronin never tried to reach out to me. He just assumed that all of you, as well as myself, are homophobic. And we're all racists, which is obviously the furthest from the truth.
Oh, can I say one thing real quick? To guys, everybody who's been asking questions about last week's archive, we cannot get the archive because the account is suspended on Twitch. James didn't do a local recording, so that's the reason why you guys have not seen episode 49 on YouTube yet. We are still talking with Twitch. We are hoping either to A, get back, or B, hopefully eventually get the archive footage. But for the time being, there will not be no episode 49. If and when, hopefully we do get it, I will make an announcement on the OBS account and let you guys know that we got it up. Go ahead, James.
Now, a lot of things do have to change. There's nothing wrong with putting people on blast. I can't have people threatening to pop caps in people's asses. I can't have porn running through my stream and me clicking on it. If you guys do, then I can't do nothing about it. But I only way I could find out is if I click it. I would ask you not to. I'm not supporting homophobia, and you fail to. How am I? The issue, then your morality comes into question. You realize this, and you will no longer have an issue. How am I streaming and promoting homophobia? Please, I want somebody to make me understand how a gay black man putting a video of two other men having sex is doing the absolute opposite, in my opinion, which is promoting homosexuality, if anything. All right, nobody on this show has ever said go beat the shit out of somebody that's gay. In fact, let me tell you something. I've got many members in OBS that happen to be gay, and I treat them the same way I treat everybody else. I guess like shit. But I'm promoting. I have every possible person you can think of, any group in this fucking group right now in OBS. OBS is not done. All right, that's the fact. No matter what you guys want to think, it ain't going nowhere. I'm getting messages. What am I getting here?
I'm typing something.
It's not going nowhere. So you just better learn to either accept it and start trying to embrace the people that like this show. Either embrace the people that like this show or don't watch the show. If it's not for you, there's always Wake Up SRK.
Wait, this ain't no audio.
What do you mean no audio?
No, there's audio. Guys, you got to put up your sound.
Yeah. Everybody's hearing me.
They're saying no sound, no audio. Yeah, you sound fine.
I sound fine. You're getting trolled.
Refresh your stream?
Yeah, refresh your stream. You know what? Let them diss the show. They can say if this is what makes their night, then you know what? Welcome. You know what? I'll make you OBS too. The trolls can say whatever they want. You can go check out James Chen's stream. I know, isn't he streaming tonight? Normal?
I don't know.
3. Or Ski Sonic. You can go check out his stream. He's got a good stream you can check out if you want.
I don't think any of them are streaming tonight.
Yeah.
Wake up. The Chen and David's deal is 10:30.
Yeah.
Pacific.
Okay, so you gotta, like I said, you gotta make your own decisions. I'm gonna continue to do this show. I'm gonna continue to bring guests on the show. I'm gonna continue to talk about topics that you guys want to talk about. I'm gonna continue to allow people who want to get in on the show to get in. I'm not going to censor you too much. There does have to be a line because there ain't that many streams out there left. So, I mean, they can bang us from here and we can go somewhere else. But I would prefer, to be honest with you, I would prefer Twitch to actually overrule their ban, being that they've had a guy that got caught masturbating live on stream and they let him back in. It's funny that all the negativity that's coming in here, I actually love seeing it, because you know what, all your negativity just shows you what side of the aisle, quote unquote, wants to be part of this show and what part of the doesn't want the fighting game community to grow at all. The fact that I've now gotten blamed that I've scared sponsors away, I find that kind of funny, because there ain't no sponsors that even want nothing to do with any of you. And that's real talk. Besides Mad Cats, nobody else wants really to take part in PDP. Nobody really wants you. Exactly. What sponsors? There ain't no sponsors. Guys made it sound like, all these big sponsors were coming knocking on the door, but they saw your stream and they ran away. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what big sponsors?
Yeah. Who was that? What great big sponsor was coming? You know, I actually saw somebody tell me that Kotaku is gonna. I'm like, Kotaku ain't gonna sponsor nobody. You know, but you know, supporting OBS, not wanting the FGC to grow. That's exactly what we do. We want the FGC to grow, but not in your skewed one vision of what you think it should be. You know, I don't care if it's T.O.Vi or James Chen or Chin Dog or Mr. Wizard himself. No one person is going to tell what direction this community is going to go in. This community is not, and I do repeat, is not going to grow at the rate of League of Legends and all these other first-person shooters and whatnot that are out there. It's just not going to happen. You know, Bill, if you want to get on, I'll let you get on in a few minutes. But, you know, with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Truf first, who has a couple of things he wants to add, and all hail the FGC Bible. Truf, you there?
Yeah.
What's up, sir?
Here we go again, man. Here we go again. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know where to start. I mean,
Start from wherever, man.
well, there was a lot of good things, and there's a lot of bad things with this from the last week to this week. First and foremost, I actually did get the chance to shoot the shit with James Chen for a week, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. What really shocked me was he feels the same way we feel, but he doesn't like saying it. Like he was, because I was like, look, you know, James is a cool dude. Because he was like, well, he let all that happen. And I'm like, hold up, cut the bullshit. If you actually saw this, if you actually saw it, you would have saw, and I said it, DarKNaTaS was asleep. He was gone. He wasn't even there. His presence has to be there because he does the technical side of the channel. Once he wakes up, he formats shit and he knocks it out. And I was like, the whole time Fnatic was running his fucking mouth, James was smoking a cigarette, or he didn't say shit. He let those grown ass men say what the fuck they wanted to say. Secondarily, James, DarKNaTaS, or me, we're not your parents. You are grown ass men and women. Whatever you want to say on this show is what you say, but understand one thing. If your mouth makes a check, your ass can't cash. I'm not co-signing on it. That's just what it is. Now, that's not a lesson for the FGC.
In fact, while it was going on, I was also typing behind the scenes, trying to kill it and get people to actually calm down. I know all caps was heated up. I've also messaged Fnatic as well, but it's, you know, it's hard when guys get heated up to calm things down with just one word.
But on that same note, as a person, like I said, I really enjoy this show, and that can't happen again. And that is one thing that I do agree with James Chen, is that shit like this can't happen again.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's, you know, there is lines that even I have to draw in the sand. I don't condone physical altercations. Believe it or not, I'm much more happier knowing it happened on this show rather than going to an event and having it happen in person. So, you know, my personal opinion is at least it got squashed here.
All right. Hold on, can people hear me now?
Yeah, I had it muted a little bit for a second.
Then I can just condense it real quick. You know, if I need to, I'll just do it real quick. We're basically talking about how grown men and women need to act. And if you go on a show and you act a fool, James is not responsible for you. DarKNaTaS is not responsible for you. I'm not responsible for you. Most of the time when I'm on the On Blast show, I do play sometimes. But when I need to be professional, I be professional. I really enjoy everybody that's on the stream. People that hate it, love it, they support it. They don't condone it. All you guys. I don't call you stream monsters because that shit is derogatory to you. I respect you as a supporter. Every one of you guys are supporters. If you invest time, money, anything, that is support. And you're not and that stream monster shit, that's not even cute. I don't like people giving me a name and they wouldn't even fucking talk to me otherwise. I feel that's an insult. If you give somebody a name that you don't give a shit about, that's an actual insult. I call all you guys FGC supporters. You buy their shit, you play their games, you support through Facebook, everything. It's not even empowering. Because if I call you all, because if I got like really good at a game and you guys started like, you know, putting me on a pedestal and I call you all dumb bastards, would you take it then? But I'm not calling you dumb bastards because you dumb bastards. You know, that's just a term that I'm giving y'all because, you know, it's real cool. That actually means I'm your friend. But if you saw me at anywhere, I wouldn't talk to you. Would you still take that as, you know, something good?
See, now I see, you know.
And yes, sometimes, yes, I did want to punch Fanatic. Yes, I did. That's true.
Listen, one of the things I see. Hold on, Truf. Yeah. One of the things I'm seeing is I have taken responsibility for the fact that I did not. You know, I could have cut the stream off right then and there when it got heated up. But you know what? You know, part of me, I'm not ducking blame at all. I'm just saying part of me said if I just cut the stream off and left it with two guys saying they're going to knock each other out when they see each other in a tournament.
That was bad.
And then that happened.
That would have been real bad.
That would have been a lot worse than me trying to get it squashed on the show.
Which it was.
And as far as Jamie goes, last week, I mentioned to Jamie numerous times that, you know, things can get rough. You know, that if you don't want to come on, and she was very adamant about coming on to the stream. Relax, Bill. I'll let you on in a few minutes. You know, it's sad. It's sad that she came on, but you know what? She learned a couple of things too. You know, and like the real gamer said, you know, there's a difference between venting and being an asshole. There's some of the stuff that, you know, Natus has sent me, the links of what people have told me that I should die from AIDS. You know, these are the same people that are crying about that the community don't get along. I should get cancer. You know, anybody that listens to the show is stupid. You know, it's the fighting game community is really in a sad state. And you know what? I attribute it to a couple of things. One, egos. You know, certain people in the community find themselves to be the ununanimous, you know, super duper leaders of the community. You know, I'm not, and it certainly shouldn't be based on age. It shouldn't be based on how many wins you have in tournaments. You know, people have a problem separating the fake world and the real world. What you've got to understand is we're not part of the gaming development community. We are their customers.
We're consumers, man.
We're consumers at best.
We're consumers.
And as you saw from, obviously E3 this week, everybody's either salivating or not salivating about what system they want to buy.
Actually, give me a second here. Like, so one of the streamers said, for you, James.
Okay.
Don't you think you should have stopped some of that? Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, like I said, that particular episode, like I told everybody that asked me, you had to be there. Like, you had to be there. It got to a point where James me, Zalgo cometh, everybody, we all tried to say, guys,
it's
stop.
too much. It's too much.
We all tried, and that boy, I mean, he was so heated that he wasn't trying to hear it. That he really wasn't. He was not trying to hear it. And Fnatic did what I mean. It was just one big thing after the other. But like James said, it would have been worse if they didn't do this, and knowing Fnatic's like demeanor on Facebook, he would have only made it worse for himself because of the way he acts. And the way he acts on Facebook is way worse than the way he acts otherwise, and that would have just been one big disaster. And who knows, maybe that boy could have saw him at an event, and the next thing you know, you're going to see on SharYukin.com the next day, Fnatic gets beat up by Korn.
And
that was going to happen.
Oh,
that was definitely going to happen.
Here's another thing. I'm seeing Beta Kun talking about cross counter actually being included in that article that was about us.
Yes, it was.
And you want to know something? They didn't get banned.
And I mean, that was bad. I don't know what Tasty Steve was thinking. Like I said, don't get me wrong, Tasty Steve, that's my boy. He is hilarious. But that was unlike him, and that was really out of pocket. Because I don't know whatever they were talking about for a while, and then the mic check hit. And I don't know how you don't understand what the words mic check means. That means that all the mics are on. And they kept on talking like they didn't give a shit.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're homophobic. I don't think they're racist.
He was just talking about something.
Guys BS. It doesn't mean every time somebody uses the word nigger or fag, they're trying to be a racist or a homophobic person.
Now, on that, that's what I mean. That's what I think the main problem is. It is lack of understanding. It is lack of human understanding. I'm gonna hit it like this, y'all. You guys know I don't pull punches. I don't bullshit. I'm gonna tell it to you like it is. Fighting games and sports games for its entire existence has been I'm gonna say it like it is, and I'm really sorry. That shit was hood candy. Real talk. That shit is hood candy. Fighting games and sports games. Hell, the last and only John Madden major tournament, it was so many hood ass dudes. The winner of it was a dude from he was from East Orange, New Jersey or something. But the way he acted was so fucking bad. Like, boy, was he? I mean, he was just he was doing what he did in East Orange. That's just the way they act there. They talk a lot of trash, but they don't mean it. But the problem is, a lot of those cats didn't understand where he came from. They didn't understand who they were messing with. When your opponent is from
Newark,
from Newark, New Jersey, you don't know you don't know how those guys act. Maybe what you think is derogatory might be just light slapstick on his side. It's like, shit that shouldn't be taken seriously. But you don't know that. That was the problem. We don't have an understanding of each other. Like, all those cats were from Detroit and Korn. You don't know how they acting, in fucking Detroit. I don't know. I really don't. But I knew that there was no turning that boy Chris back. It wasn't, because at that point he wasn't gonna take nobody's nothing. And you streamers right. The FGC is not growing because we're not a community. We're a fucking club. The same guy on this particular Penny Arcade article wrote, and he's here 10 hours ago. He said he feels that the FGC doesn't just have a bad rep because it allows bigots. They're generally an exclusionary group. He says this as someone who owns every fighting game, both disc and downloadable, available this gen. Me and my friends have been going to gaming cons and local tourneys for years until he just stopped. We were always treated like outsiders because we didn't seem to appreciate the games on this secret handshake level. Something as simple as picking a certain character and people would start treating you differently. Prefer gamepad to a fight stick? Then you're not part of the cool kids. If you just want to use a low tier character because you like them, then you must not take the game seriously. After years of cold shoulders, I just stopped bothering and stick with my friends. FGC needs to stop seeking legitimacy if they're going to such an elitist group level. If passion for the games isn't enough, then you've got a problem. But hey, being underground and fucked up is cool in its own way. It's just filled with mostly horrible people I want no part of. Now, does that say anything about you in the stream? Is there any of y'all? Because you want to practice fucking Dr. Doom foot dives, that makes you better. Think about that shit for a minute. Does that reflect you as a person? Yes or no? Like any of y'all? Of course it won't, because the first words out of your mouth you're gonna say is, "I'm not like that. That's bullshit. This dude is full of shit." But he was right, because when you go to a local hookup, who knows? Just because you run low tier characters, they're not gonna take you seriously, or they treat you like shit.
Yeah, because you're not fitting into that clique. It's just like when you were in school and you had the burnouts, the jocks, the nobodies, the nerds, the computer geeks, whatever you were.
But now here's now here's the irony in it. Who made that shit mainstream? The same people you fucking idolize. I watched that Northwest tournament for fucking Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was like 8 characters being used. I didn't see characters at that point. I just saw top players copied.
Yeah.
That's a fucking shame. That a game with over 30 characters, you're now using 8 and you're copying the same people. You're copying Yipes. You're copying the fucking Dr. Doom. I mean, you're copying everybody. You copy. But you know who was wrecking the most shop? Fucking King Blue River with a fucking big body team. The only person that he couldn't beat was F-Champ. Okay, that's legitimate. F-Champ is good. He plays his games. He's fucking passionate.
Yep.
I understand that, and I can respect that. I really can. But King Blue River was killing shit. And people couldn't get on his level because, just like I would say DJ Hoshin said, they don't know the team. They don't know how to get him. And that shit was crazy, man.
You know, really to wind this portion down, you know, I could have done things different, without a doubt. You know, I definitely could have done things different. One of the things I could have done different is I could have, like I said, I could have dropped the stream. I could have separated them. But to be honest, I'll tell you straight up, I was scared. Caps was pissed off in a big way to just let that go.
You can't control men, man. You can't control grown men.
And you got a guy that's pissed off halfway across the country, talking about killing another guy halfway across the other way of the country, and it's, it got squashed. So everybody could say whatever they want, that I promoted violence in some way, shape, or form. I didn't promote it. I tried to stifle it. As far as the pro-ho thing, I'll say the same thing. I could have stopped it. Jamie had gotten off of the stream, and then she messaged me back saying, all right, I got my composure again. I want to come back. I told her once a no, twice. And then when everything was said and done, she says, you know what? She messaged me after the show, and she said, it wasn't bad. I'm actually kind of glad I got to say my part. That's the thing that, people don't seem to understand, is that they think that, I was just in full-out Jerry Springer mode and just wanted to see chairs get thrown at each other. No, I don't like to see the negativity in the community. Just because I might go into my little Howard Stern rants once in a while and tell people off, it does not mean I don't want nothing to happen to this kid Keats. You know, I've had other people telling me I fuck them up. That I said, no, why? That's stupid. You know, if you want to speak with your wallet. You know, if you weren't happy with the tournament, once again, speak with your wallet. Speak to him. If he's not receptive to you, then that tells you what you should do.
You just don't come back next year.
Yeah.
You just don't come back next year. If you don't like the shit the way it's ran, you can't get your money back after you spent it. Just don't come back.
You know, chalk it up to experience and let it be a note to other tournament organizers out there that, you know, the days of just coming into a bowling alley where a machine is set up and 20 people go and play a game and say this is a tournament, you know, those days are over. You know, and you have to go out of your way to keep your customers happy. You know, I've heard people turn around and say that they're there to compete. Yeah, they're there to compete, but you know what? You know, what do you have? 10 games? You know, 1,500 people, 1,000 people show up. That's 80 people that are actually going to walk away with money.
Well, 147,337. We're going to try and get the show like that, man. I mean, it's, you know, like I said, I apologize in advance if I feel this way, but I feel that as a consumer, I should be able to speak my fucking mind, because ultimately in the end, if you're paying someone's bills, if you're buying their shit, you don't need a fucking broken tier hat to fucking play Street Fighter, but you buy it because you support them, because you enjoy them. You know what I mean? Like, nothing. And like I said, nothing's wrong with nobody. If you enjoy fighting games, that's why you're here. You shouldn't be fucking treated some sort of way because, oh, you casual. Motherfucker, we all casual. What's a tournament? A casual gathering where we play for money. What the fuck?
There's no difference. Look, there's no difference than if we all dressed up with fucking aluminum foil hats and aluminum foil fucking broomsticks with fucking aluminum foil wrapped around them and went out into the forest and played Dungeons and Dragons. Nobody gives a shit who's the top fucking dungeon slayer. You know, you're going out to these tournaments to have fun.
We there because we love Street Fighter. We there because we love Mortal Kombat. I play Injustice more than I play anything else, because you know why? I'm a DC Comics fan. I don't give a fuck if they put Alfred in that bitch. I will use Alfred. Like, real talk, I will use Alfred, because it's like every ad, even Scorpion, has been good shit, because Jim Lee designed Scorpion, and Jim Lee is a really good artist. And seeing him do Scorpion was kind of crazy the way he did it. It's badass. I like it. Yes, I know he's a pain in the ass, but overall, they're doing a really good job in this game, and it's only getting better as it gets older. And it's only fucking a month old, and you got all these great content. It's fucking amazing.
And yes, you streamer 769799. As consumers, you know, even though I'm not selling a product, every one of you, obviously you know my Twitter because I've gotten so many freaking direct messages of wishing me cancer. You are allowed to make suggestions for this show. This is not, you know, I joked around saying everybody to shut up when I had 15 guys on there, but, you know, the point is, you know, I'm trying to make this your show.
It is 3 months old. Shit, I thought it was like only a month old. Damn.
Yeah.
I lost track of time. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the correction for the 3 months old. I didn't know it was 3 months old. Shit.
What,
that
Injustice?
fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fast. 3 months has passed by. I mean, James is absolutely correct, man. We're trying to make the shit better. But don't think that, why should you be scared to suggest something to James? Like, what the fuck? You support the show. Without listeners, you have no show.
Yeah, guys, we have an extra account where you can send suggestions to.
You know, and Real Gamer says it best. You know what? I'll never add money into the mix.
And he's right. I wouldn't either.
I don't want. If I wanted to make money, I'm sorry, guys, it wouldn't be doing this. You know, I don't expect to.
Why do we need money for it? It's free to stream. Yeah, you might got to pay for a fucking XSplit, but you even got free options besides XSplit. So at the most, to run a show online, you may need what, $30 for every 3
I think I spent
even
about $150 between I bought the premium version of Skype and the XSplit.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's a one-time thing, damn near per year almost. After that, you don't need any more money. So hell, it's free for you guys. So you make the show. The people, you guys make everything. You make the FGC. 8 fucking top players don't make the FGC. Broken Tier shirts don't make the FGC. A fucking F Champ sticker doesn't make the fucking FGC. Y'all make the FGC. Start pointing out problems. Start standing up for yourselves. Take off the fucking, oh, my name is like Noel Brown's. If your name is Jimmy, be fucking Jimmy. Because no matter how much, like, remember how those guys used to dress up in all that Jordan shit? Then you meet Michael Jordan, he blows you the fuck off? That's exactly how this is. And I've seen that actually happen. You go to Michael Jordan's restaurant, he will blow you the fuck off if he's there. It doesn't matter how much Jordan shit you're wearing, he will blow you the fuck off. I've seen it with my own eyes. And I was like, damn. I was excited to see Michael Jordan, just to fucking look at him in person. And he blew this dude off, and he had Jordan hat, fucking shoes, all that shit. Blew him off. And that's when my eyes got open. I was like, yo, this boy don't give a fuck about me. I'm caring about his shoes. He don't give a fuck. Fuck this dude.
Thanks for my $300 shoes, man. That's one of my
and
fucking.
That's the same way some of these dudes act like to you.
That's one gambling debt on one hole of golf.
Oh, I have seen on Twitch so many I'm like this FGC dude's name ever. There's so many EMPs. If we actually told Triforce he sponsors like 8,500 EMP motherfuckers from around the world, there's so many EMPs, it's not even funny.
You know, and 741738 says right now it's all about shirts and sticks.
It is. Why do you think Mad Catz is fucking on y'all? Hell, why do you think Mad Catz showed their brand new stick during the Microsoft conference? They targeted us. Dude said, here's Killer Instinct. Oh, and so-and-so is on the new Mad Catz TE too. Who the fuck cares about Mad Catz TE sticks but us? No one else gives a fuck about Mad Catz TE sticks. For real. They targeted us because they know that when we see the new shit, we ready to throw that money.
Exactly. I mean, and that's, you know, that's, hey, look, I don't begrudge. Mad Catz puts great products together. But, you know, to sit here and think that, like, there's something more, that there's, you know, this magic rainbow that we're all going to fucking slide across one day, and all of a sudden we're going to be playing each other for $10,000 money matches, generating $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 paychecks. A lot of people are in for a real rude awakening.
Shit, Sanford Nina Tweets is right. Stream monsters aren't part of FGC. Support FGC supporters and consumers are part of the FGC. You're absolutely right. But you guys are FGC supporters and consumers. It's not what they call you. It's what you answer to. I know if someone called you a stream monster to your face and then spat on you, that shit wouldn't be so cute then. So why do you let them do that everywhere else?
Yeah, I mean, a stream monster, look, a stream monster is not a positive name to call somebody.
You guys are FGC supporters. If you spend money, time, or passion to anything, you support it. You guys are investors. Mad Catz can't make a new stick if y'all don't buy that shit. Why do they have a Mad Catz TE2? Because your TE1s aren't going to work on the next gen shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They don't work. They're not going to work on it. So you gotta buy that new TE2 if you want to fuck with it. Microsoft said it straight up. Someone asked them, if you cannot get online, what are my options? They said, and I do quote, Microsoft does have an offline option for gaming. It's called the Xbox 360. That's what they said straight up, man. What the fuck?
That's raw.
It's not about being salty about being called a monster. It's just unnecessary. It's dumb shit. It's just straight up dumb shit. And y'all think that they said it because it was cool. They were clowning your motherfucking ass, and you sat there and was like, oh wow, Art called me a stream monster, I must be cool. No, they clowned you. What the fuck? And when they said it, they were laughing at you. What the fuck? Really? So I can call you whatever the fuck I want, but as long as I act like I'm like joking with you, it's cool? No. That's just not right. It's just not right.
You know, you can,
But,
I said, you can tell. I mean, look, you can tell who, you know, who gives a shit about you guys as a whole, and who gives a shit about just making their wallet fast. You know, fat as quick as they can. Just by the demeanor that they give you when you talk to them. Approach some of these top guys at a tournament.
Oh, yo, I forgot about that. That thing on Caps, dude. F Champ won $1,500 for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Through raffles, he won about $750 worth of stuff. Do you believe that in front of Lord BBH, he's like, yeah, Marvel was like Marvel was like 4 digits. I got about 1,500. Hey, Stream Monsters, if you can donate to get Ray over to, and then everybody's like, what? Donate? You just won $1,500 and you're asking me for 280. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on.
You know, and
that shit was bad for him. That was real bad for him. And he was serious. He was dead serious.
I see the whole max CPM. I don't care about the CPM, guys. I'm not here for the CPM. I don't care about any of that stuff. Honestly, like I said, and I've told Natus this already. Any money we get, it's donated. You know, I'll donate it to my kid's sister just got diagnosed with lupus, and my brother's got MS. So I'd probably wind up donating it to one of those charities. And, you know, it's not, honestly, guys, let's be real. We haven't generated that much. What we get, like $30?
I got
Natus.
I got like $1.54 I can like lend y'all for a minute. But you got to pay that back at the end of the week.
You want the actual number from all time since we first started?
What do we got? $30? $40?
$176.
Okay, so $176. When we make the $500 mark, we donate it.
Actually, we can do like Mr. Wizard and put a down payment on an Xbox One and a PS4. Hey, he tweeted it. He tweeted, I reserved both Xbox One and PS4. I was like, yo, that donation money makes that shit easy, don't it? I know I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know if he pocketed it or not, but if you're getting both systems, you got to get some kind of money, man. You know how much that shit's going to cost? Dude, that's like $1,000 for both, man. You got to get, controllers and shit, games.
Yeah, I need a new.
That's $1,000.
I need an FGC Bible, a new one.
And then I got to get that new TE stick. That's going to be like $200 right there. Shit, man. I got some serious, November funds coming out of my shit, man. I got to get my PS4. Now I got to swap out both my TE sticks for the TE2. That's going to be like $400. $400 for the system. A new controller, 2 games. That's a lot of money I got to do in fucking November, man. Well, I'm going to be broke. And then you got Thanksgiving. Ain't nobody going to eat. Nobody's eating on Thanksgiving at my house. Fuck it. But we're going to be playing PS4 like a champ, boy. Let me tell you.
Unfortunately, guys are saying about the commercials. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, like I said, guys.
Are people getting commercials?
Yeah, it's automatic.
We have no control over that. Like I said, we just got this account. I have no control power. We don't have the premium version like that. So I guess ads are gonna randomly just pop up or some shit like that. I don't know how it works on here.
I don't know. I think it randomly pops up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it pop up for me. Well, that's probably because I have ad blocker. So, but I don't know how frequently it comes up or what the hell it happened or occurs.
And I tell everybody the same thing.
I don't have a dog. Why are you showing me a dog commercial?
I mean, I understand. The commercials can be annoying, but it's what allows the show to be free.
Yeah, we have no control of that. If we get back on Twitch, we have control over it, but on here, we got no control.
But I mean, what's your take on this whole thing, Natus?
Which part? The whole Twitch stuff?
The whole kit and caboodle.
Well, me, like I said, I wasn't on the show, and I was already off and found out afterwards what happened, and I didn't even get a chance to see everything that happened, and I heard it was crazy, and people keep asking about it, but I mean, I do find it a little fucked up, some of the stuff we got, especially some of the comments saying, how our followers were Twitter terrorists, and, we just wanted them to respond to the shows. I mean, we even had MKU defending us and sitting there telling them like how we consider like terrorists or protesting against it when we supporting the show and we as a website are supporting the show. We're voicing our opinion about it, and then to have the kind of reactions we were getting and threats being called cancer, and we're the worst part of the FGC, we shouldn't be around, we're the main part, we cause all the disruption. I'm sorry, I think for one, the whole thing that happened with UFGT, we didn't start that. The community did. We brought the community on to voice their opinion about the event. Okay? Now, me and James both had our own opinions about it, but we didn't start it. We didn't tell Keats to put Justice at 9 o'clock in the morning. We didn't tell them to shit on Street Fighter 4 and make them what, like 12 o'clock or some 2 o'clock or some shit like that. So, we didn't tell him to go promote his dive kick game all over the damn place and make his a primetime game. We didn't. The community was vocal about it. They were pissed about it. They needed a platform to voice their opinion on, and the only platform that's out there for people to voice their opinion on is ours. I mean, quite frankly, there might be some other sites who voice it, but we're the ones who actually have people come on to voice it. We have the little guys, the middle guys, the big guys. We have everybody who comes on.
And 769-799, you're right. A handful of people don't equal the whole community. But they still have a right to say what they want.
Mm-hmm. Like, the chat is not, we're not biased versus that. I'm just saying that it was bad form for Ryan to sit there and gloat about winning 1,500, then asking people to donate. That was kind of ignorant. That shit was bad form. That's all that was. And I just said clearly, as a player, the boy is good. He is passionate about what he does. He trains a lot. Did I not just say that? Yeah, I said that shit. But that was bad form. That shit wasn't cool. DarKNaTaS is going on what he going on. This is his first time speaking on it because he was not there.
Yeah, guys.
He wasn't there. He was asleep. When all this shit went down, he was asleep. He was not there.
I got it 95, guys. I got it.
It's like his first time speaking on it. Ever.
So I really had to kind of just kept quiet about it until waiting to decide when to discuss it. So I figured we actually weren't going to do a show today. It was actually going to stay on hiatus for maybe this week or maybe a couple of weeks. We were going to hold out, but then me and James spoke. James really wanted to get it done, so we were like, all right, fuck it, let's get it done. So we're coming out here to address a lot of things and, put our responses. Yeah, it needs to be done. The Penny Arcade, I was not too thrilled about the Penny Arcade. I read that, and I didn't know about the cross-counter situation. I didn't even know that occurred.
Yeah, Tasty Steve fucked up, man. He fucked up bad.
That happened
he was talking about like him, like it was him and somebody else. They were, I guess they were basically taking over the stream for that particular. They were doing Injustice and Marvel.
When was that? Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
It was actually 2 weeks ago. But they made Wtih write a response a whole day ago. So Wtih just popped on and he was just like apologizing for what they did because Wtih was also on the chopping block for cross counter. He fucked up once, but they hashed it out. So I can kind of understand that.
Dude, if Wtih is gone, that show's dead.
Well, Wtih is the one that got Steve on there. No, that shit he did not make a joke. He said, and I quote, "So the boy said he wanted to suck my dick." And he said he did before, but blah, 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 blah. That was not a joke. That was not a damn joke. He was talking straight. He was talking straight up with that boy. And they said, "Mic check." And he said, and he kept on going. If you look at this Twitch, if you look at the Twitch thing, that the actual video is still up. At 50, at a point 50, the first minute in, they say mic check, and then Steve is just talking. He must have been near the mic setup. I don't know how he didn't hear mic check, so he just kept on talking. Then towards the Injustice part, there was a Grundy player playing Raven, and Steve was being Steve. I do have a link for it. I'm trying to find it for you now. Steve was being Steve. Get that hoe. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Yeah. Get that bitch out. But that's Steve for you. That's just the way he is. He wasn't trying to be derogatory. That's just the way he is. but they felt that Cross Counter felt that that shit was not cool. So I don't know if Steve won't never be on Cross Counter. I don't know, but Wtih apologized. That means that Wtih must have got them on.
Probably not.
Steve,
I mean, after that happened,
Wtih
I
got
don't
him
think
on,
so.
man. Wtih got him on, cause Tasty Steve. I've never seen Tasty Steve ever on any Cross Counter anything. It was always him, Champ. It was always him, Champ, Combo Fiend, all the company boys. I've never seen Tasty Steve ever on Cross Counter until today. Because when I heard it, I was like, that's Tasty Steve. Oh shit, what the fuck is wrong with Steve? Because he was just shooting from the hip, just having a conversation. And so somehow they didn't. This is what I don't get. None of the actual employees for the Cross Counter tapped him on the side and go, yo, the mics are on. Nobody told him shit. They just let him keep talking. So he was talking about this shit for like 3 minutes. And then the Marvel thing comes on. And then he just starts doing his deal. Like, that shit was kind of wrong on both levels. Because they let Steve keep talking. After they said mic check, they heard this shit. So I'm guessing that they heard it once they started to do the editing of the video. That was fucked up. So now Tasty Steve might never be on Cross Counter because they let him do it. They just let him just hang himself.
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, you know,
There you go. That's the video right there. In the first 50 seconds, just go ahead and click it, and then you go to the Grundy versus Raven match. That's like somewhere in like between 35 and 42.
You know, it's
That had to do with James. James ain't do shit. That was all Steve, and he wasn't talking about homeboy Tyson. That is normal. That is normal, but that's Steve. Again, that is how, because we are just regular people. We're just regular people. Steve didn't think that shit was wrong because that's the way Steve talks, because that's the way I would have done the same thing. But OBS is just as bad, but OBS got spanked. OBS is this and that and this and that. They clearly fucked up and nobody talked about it. Was that on SRK the next day? Nope.
Well, who posts on SRK anymore? Ever since they changed their forms, they've been pretty dead.
They have, but you know what? SRK has a hand in Cross Counter. And we all know that. You think they're not going to have Dive Kick on Cross Counter? Chen and David are going to be talking about Dive Kick tonight. And Mad Cat stuff. Coincidence? No.
No, but you know,
No.
like I said, in all honesty, I'm not concerned with what they do. I mean, too many people out there. Too many people are out there now, you know, trying to be the White Knights, exactly what Korn said, you know, and we're gonna clean up the, you know, look, all of a sudden because of our show, all of this stuff surfaces. That, you know, there's an article getting written that, you know, we're all biased, homophobes, bigots, which is so far from the truth, to be honest. We all go in the chats, in the streams, and we talk shit, and, you know, on the show we all talk shit, but reality is this: when you go to an event, none of that shit's talked.
No.
None of that shit's talked. Nobody's biased towards anybody else. You know, guess what? I'll drink out of the same glass as a gay guy. I don't give a shit as long as I know you. You know, but you know, there's no bias towards anybody, and there's definitely no bias towards women. I mean, I heard, like I said, and I put her on blast, a girl a couple of weeks ago about saying, you know, since this show, basically, she feels unsafe going to tournaments. It ain't our fault, and let me tell you something. There's a lot of people in this community, those top players, those egos, that I wouldn't trust in a room alone with a girl.
But Chen's right.
You do want me. You know what? You do want somebody like me around. Because I'm the one that's not going to turn a blind eye and let some shady shit happen.
I mean, I just want to see every person be able to experience the actual good that the FGC has to offer. I mean, you should be able, as a casual, to go to an event and not be afraid to talk to somebody. I want you to be able to go, yeah, I saw Alex Valle, and he actually was like, hey, you know, blah, 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 or I saw this guy and that guy. I go back to the Crying Brian thing because that shit was wrong. That shit was wrong. But, like I told him to his face that same episode, that was his fault. If somebody told me, sure, I'll give you a casual match, but you gotta money match me. Fuck you. I don't gotta give you money for shit. I just wanted to say hi and be able to actually just play a casual game with you. I'm not paying you for shit. That's almost like saying, yeah, nigga, I'll say hi, but the next time it's gonna cost you 90. Fuck that, man. That boy did that shit because he honestly felt that Bull was not going to seriously give him any type of fucking play unless he paid him. That was Brian's fault. That really was. That was Brian's fault entirely. That was his fault. But all this stuff, the cross counter thing, our thing, these are just people, man. And they make mistakes just like everybody else. Fnatic made his mistake. The Corn Boys made their mistake. We made our mistake. Tasty Steve made his mistake. We're all regular people.
You know, but to be ostracized for it is what is the part that I can't seem to understand. It's one thing to turn around and say, look, you know what? You want me to admit it on the show publicly? Fine. I fucked up. I ran that video? No. You know, I shouldn't have ran the video. Did it promote homophobic tendencies to anybody? I sure as hell hope not. You know, one of the things that I found, hold on. One of the things that I found is, Natives, can you do me a favor? Post the link or text me the link to the show. One of the things that I found that was kind of ironic was the fact that for all the heat that I got for that, at the same time the week before, everybody was calling the MK/Injustice community.
What show?
Everybody was calling a bunch of emos. Put the link for our show in the text it to me.
The current stream right now?
Yeah, so I can send it to somebody.
Okay.
You know, but what I found to be ironic was not in the on my phone.
Oh, you want to text your phone?
Yeah. Yeah, because I got to send it on Facebook on that. I don't have Facebook up and running. The same people that were calling the MK community emo for the whole 9 a.m. thing and all that and saying they're a bunch of babies, you know, are the same people that 90% of them have had Homeboy Tyson videos made about him. And they laughed it off.
There's nothing, I mean, you got to think, okay, so you play X video game, you bust your ass to get the finals, then you get told that finals are going to be at the crack of fucking dawn. You're going to be mad. I guess that particular problem, now that one is okay, if you normally go to tournaments, you'll see where they're coming from, but if you are a casual player that likes to watch the tournaments, you're not going to be like, you know, of course you're going to be like, yeah, they being emo. That's some fucked up shit because money was on the line. I mean, that's just what it is. Finals are money. And if you got to get up at 9 o'clock, that's bullshit. Especially a mainstay game that they put in Evo because all of these top players are playing it now. That was bullshit. Keats fucked up on that because Saturday, when have you ever seen any major tournament on a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, put bullshit during prime time? We have never seen Mystery Game or fucking Java Game during prime time.
Well, like I said, we already discussed about this. This is like the third week now. So let's get done with this already.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, 9 a.m. That was crazy. I probably would have. I would have protested. It's early enough, especially when half of us be staying up till God knows when, doing fucking money matches and first to whatever's.
Yeah, everybody's up all night.
Everybody's up all night, yo. For real. You just gotta be there.
James, is Brady coming on?
If he
Yo,
wants.
where Brady at, man?
If
Didn't he say he was coming on?
Yeah, but I don't see him online.
That
so
cheesy Aquaman shit.
get online.
Tom Brady, you crazy man.
And then while I'm at it, let me add one more person. The infamous Crying Brian.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
And now here's a real Negro, Crying Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Hold on, I gotta get my headphones on.
All right.
Not just any headphones, your PDP glowing headphones. Just use promo code Fanatic for 15% off.
Okay, I am good to go.
What's up, Brian?
Well, not much is going on. I'm playing Tekken Revolution. I'm eating pizza rolls, listening to
How
the
much money did you
Blast
spend on
show.
Tekken already? How much money did you spend on Tekken? How much?
$5.
Already, you motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Look at that. They already got $5 already off of him. $5 already.
Well, $5 actually gets you 30 coins, which basically amount to 30 win streaks. So I can lose 30 times, and then
So how does
only
the coins?
then do I have.
So for those who didn't buy, Tekken. Yeah, I said buy. That shit's free for right now. But what you gonna? So for people who got the game, how does the coin system work?
Okay, so this is, anyone who has played many mobile games or Facebook games is going to be pretty familiar with this model of, hey, you can have like 5 of these things, and you can spend one and you play a match. Cool.
Okay.
And you got to get another, and to get another one of these coins, you just wait 30 minutes. So you can just play like 5 matches in the morning, then play 5 matches at night, and keep going with that schedule, and you can actually get some pretty fun stuff in if you don't feel like buying.
For the actual coins, though, the coins are used for, what is it? Arcade mode.
There's an arcade mode that's a separate coin, and it's completely worthless unless you feel like grinding out gold and a tiny bit of experience.
Okay, and for the ranked matches, you need what's called, the tickets?
No, actually, the battle coins work for that too. The tickets are earned by getting milestones in your win streaks or by logging in every day. But the thing is, the tickets, whenever you use a ticket to play a match, if you win, you get the ticket back. So it works the same. So
basically, it rewards the winner with like another free match, basically.
Right. So if you have a ticket, you just get a win streak going. So $5, you can have 30 potential win streaks. If you're good, spend $5 and you could have like 10 hours of gameplay there.
I saw it. I saw it.
Kind of thing that an arcade game does, where like, hey, you put in a tiny bit of money, and if you beat everybody's ass, you are going to get to keep playing. If you consider it like that instead of what people are kind of saying, it's like, oh man, they're just gouging people with a appealing looking game. No man, that's how arcade games are, and the fact that they're throwing in a few free matches along the way, that's actually pretty appealing to me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And
can I change?
I saw the graphics
because I don't even play Tekken, and I didn't even know that came out.
It looks better. Like all of like the special moves got these like crazy like the electric God Fist has like electric coming up when he does it and shit. It's like it's all graphically bumped up. So all the special moves actually got like little, like how in Tekken Tag they don't really have that type of shit, but the actual graphics on it is pretty fucking sweet. Like the electric God Fist looks really nice. But then they gave Kazuya this fucked up like teleport shit, yo.
All right,
it's crazy.
I got a game we could talk about. What's everybody's thoughts on Killer Instinct?
I'm going to spend money on it. If I get an Xbox, I'm probably going to dedicate $50 to that shit. I'm going to be mad because I'm going to want to buy, because it's Killer Instinct, man. That shit is, they had Glacius, nigga. Glacius.
What is guys' thoughts looking at it, like seeing it finally coming back to life now, and
it's
how
a Street
it looks?
Fighter 4 shine job is what it is. Street Fighter 4 shine job, even down to the fucking pre-animations and the post-animations. Literally like Street Fighter.
Brian.
Yeah?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
On Killer Instinct, you mean?
Yes.
Alright, well, as somebody that actually played lots of Killer Instinct 1 on SNES Netplay when I was like 13 or whatever, and then Killer Instinct 2 when the arcade emulation for that got pretty good. I like it better than both of those from what I've heard. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to play it because I don't.
My friend played the
press.
My friend played at the Mad Catz booth. There's like a lot of changes. Like they said that all the buttons, button superiority does not correspond to combos. In other words, Jago can go roundhouse, middle, short, middle, roundhouse.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, you just can't repeat the same.
Yeah, essentially everything links into everything.
Everything, yeah.
Repeat, so it doesn't follow the zigzag motion that KI1 or KI2 does.
Yeah.
It's got a black screen.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And kind of cool is that, unlike, it's kind of like KI1, how there's a 1 in 3 chance of the person getting attacked breaking the combo, but they can only break the combo. But they can only break the combo during the auto doubles rather than the linkers. And if
those,
they
hold on. For those of you, because that's something like auto doubles in Killer Instinct. If you haven't played on that level, there were certain, like for instance, like TJ combo. If you held forward to back and medium, that was considered an auto double. It was like a reverse motion for like one move that allowed you to keep a combo going. Some people, there
are moves that start combos.
Yeah.
And during the combo, you input a special move motion. After the special move motion, you simply put a button, rinse and repeat until you feel like ending the combo. With always end it. However,
dude, did you see Deus Ex do that?
In KI3, it would appear that the amount of damage that the ender does is actually determined by how long the combo was.
Yeah, that sort of like reverse damage scaling is funny. Like if you do a really big combo, you get amazingly rewarded. But if you go jab, 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 that shit does nothing. Like when I saw
you get rewarded for doing a big combo if you get out like a fucking 30-hit combo.
Yeah, dude. Like Maximilian was playing.
It's going to be a lot like, hey, do you want to go with the sure thing and do the combos you're pretty sure they won't break, or are you going to go super long and risky and then cash in at the very end?
Like I said, like during the Maximilian match, he was doing little shit and like nickel and diming, and they also have like a enhanced mode, aka like character specific X factor. Like Saberwolf's does more chip damage on normals, so it does two things. It actually acts like X Factor in like Marvel vs. Capcom, where if you're doing an ultra combo, then X Factor, you can ultra combo again.
And there's and I suppose the last thing I want to mention,
you can do 2 ultra combos and 2 enhanced moves, so you can actually keep the combo going way late. Go ahead. Sorry about that, Brian.
Yeah. While there's no real I don't think I've heard anything about if this system is still in place. But in both Killer Instinct 1 and 2, not a lot of people got into the game to understand this, but that game is very hard-coded to be rock, paper, scissors in many aspects. Instead of simple things that just make sense the way the hitboxes are, in Killer Instinct, there are projectiles, and there are moves that go through projectiles, and there are kind of Dragon Punch moves. And the Dragon Punch moves always beat the moves that go through projectiles, and the moves that go through projectiles will always beat the projectile moves. So, kind of there's a lot of reading and stuff that goes on in that, but other than that, it's still.
They've added some new features. I mean, there are some new. I would say the most impressive feature to Killer Instinct is the fact that they've added a bunch of shit that no one really cared about before in Killer Instinct, like announcing counter hits and announcing cancels, and they're probably going to have frame data and other shit like that. And I think it's kind of funny that a game where you had to get good just by playing the damn game has gotten this modern to the point where it's going to be. I mean, it's literally. I say it's Street Fighter 4. I mean, it really got. Yeah, they're gonna have all the Part 1 and Part 2 characters because when they bought Rare, they got all of that particular content.
It's kind of like how
everything.
They're gonna have everything.
In the fact that oh, this revelation, oh, wait a minute, it's not going to be a free-to-play model. That's actually just a little demo thing that you can do. You can buy the game. That kind of takes a nail out of the coffin, but competitively, I still think that it is going to be a pretty darn tight coffin on arrival because it's exclusive to the Xbox One. It might be a little bit of a hassle for everybody to take all of their setups, get it online for like 5 seconds,
Yeah.
just so they can set it up somewhere that doesn't have internet.
Now, people
You know
will be
what?
pissed
I
with
don't-
me,
I-
though.
Listen, you know what? Here's my thought on the whole internet 24/7 thing and people and tournament organizers having a problem. All right, if you could have a stream at an event